Money. They say it's the ultimate key to a woman's heart. But let me challenge you with this question. If money was truly enough, why do some of the richest men in the world still find themselves betrayed, disrespected, or left behind? The hard truth is, if you don't grasp what women genuinely value, you'll keep pouring your time, energy, and wealth into a bottomless pit, only to end up asking yourself where it all went wrong. Let's dive into relationships and the uncomfortable reality that most people shy away from discussing. Yes, money does matter to women. It always has, and it always will. It provides security, comfort, and access to experiences. But here's the catch that most men miss. Money alone doesn't make you irreplaceable. Women desire something far deeper, something that no bank account can buy, no matter how many digits it contains. In today's world, relationships have evolved. Women are more independent, more discerning, and have more choices than ever before. Social media has opened a floodgate of attention from men around the globe. If you think that flaunting cash or status is enough to win her over, you're in for a wake-up call. The reality is, women aren't truly captivated by what you have. They're drawn to who you are. Most men feel adrift in this modern dating landscape. You're not alone. Society has told you to chase wealth, status, and looks. But what it hasn't taught you is how to develop the qualities that genuinely make you magnetic. And that's why you're here. Because deep down, you sense that there's a disconnect, a gap between the man society expects you to be and the man you know you're capable of becoming. Here's the truth. By the end of this, you'll understand 3 key things women value more than money. You'll uncover the secret traits that make you stand out in a sea of men who all seem the same. And you'll gain insights into the psychology of women, truths that most men are too scared to face. But more importantly, you'll learn how to not just attract her, but also earn her respect, admiration, and loyalty over the long term. This isn't about blaming women or lamenting the complexities of relationships. It's about giving you the tools to thrive in the reality of today. You're not here to play the victim. You're here to grow, to evolve, and to transform your relationships. So let's get started. Number 1, emotional control, your hidden superpower. Picture this. You're seated at a cozy restaurant across from her. She's radiant, magnetic, and the center of attention. The night feels perfect, until a waiter accidentally spills red wine all over your shirt. The room goes silent as heads turn to witness your reaction. You feel the sting of embarrassment, the rise of frustration, the temptation to lash out. This is your defining moment. Do you let anger take over, revealing that you're a prisoner to your emotions? Or do you take a breath, chuckle, and say, "Well, I guess red is my color now"? In that fleeting instant, you've shown more than good humor. You've communicated mastery. In a world where chaos and drama rule, emotional control is more than just a skill. It is a fundamental component of strength. Women notice it. They crave it. It's the quiet signal that says, "I'm a man who can handle life, no matter how messy it gets." Let's be real, money matters. It provides comfort, security, and opportunities. But when life storms hit, no amount of wealth can compensate for emotional instability. She's not looking for a man who crumbles under pressure, no matter how full his bank account is. She's looking for someone whose steady presence makes her feel safe. Women want to trust deep down that when the world is falling apart, the man by their side will stand unshaken. Emotional control is about more than just managing your reactions. It's about exuding calm confidence wherever you go. It's what sets you apart, not just in romantic relationships, but in every area of your life. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, faced wars, betrayals, and plagues, yet he ruled with unshakable clarity and composure. His life wasn't just history. It was a blueprint for how to face adversity without losing yourself. Now think about today's dating world, a maze of misunderstandings, emotional games, and passive-aggressive behavior. Men who panic when a text goes unanswered, break down at the first sign of rejection, and become overly insecure over insignificant issues are all daily threats to women. If you're the rare man who stands steady, she'll notice. Not just notice, she'll feel drawn to you, like a magnet. But here's the truth. Emotional control isn't something you're born with. It's built through moments of discomfort. The next time anger or frustration bubbles up, try this. Pause. Let the emotion rise without letting it consume you. Take a breath. In through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. This simple act rewires your brain to respond with clarity instead of impulsiveness. Practice this daily. Over time, you'll not only calm your nerves, but also build a core of resilience that others will sense when they're around you. Women are exceptionally intuitive when it comes to emotions. Even when you think you're hiding frustration, she'll notice it. The tightness in your jaw, the clipped tone in your words, the subtle shift in your demeanor. And here's the kicker. If she senses instability, she'll test you. Not out of malice, but instinct. She needs to know if you can handle her and life's challenges. These tests might be a snarky comment, a mention of an ex, or a challenge to your opinion. It's not the words she's testing, it's your reaction. Do you snap defensively? Do you shrink into self-doubt? Or do you maintain your composure, smile, and let it slide? Your response determines whether she sees you as her rock or just another man who can't bear the weight of a real relationship. Modern relationships often feel like a battlefield of unspoken expectations, but emotional control signals something profound: maturity, self-respect, and leadership. It tells her that you're not just a provider, but a partner who can navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Here's the distinction. Money might get her attention, but emotional control earns her respect. And respect is a currency far more valuable than wealth. She wants to feel that you're the captain of your ship, steering it with steady hands through calm waters and rough seas alike. But don't mistake emotional control for emotional suppression. This isn't about being cold or detached. It's about channeling your emotions into strength. Anger can drive your purpose. Pain can fuel your growth. Women admire men who can transform their emotions into power rather than letting those emotions turn them into victims. Picture this. A man walking away from an argument, not out of fear, but because he knows it's not worth his energy. A man who hears criticism, considers it thoughtfully, and decides whether it holds merit. A man who faces rejection with a shrug and a smile, knowing his value isn't tied to anyone else's opinion. That's the man she remembers. That's the man she tells her friends about. That's the man who stands out in a world of impulsive, emotionally erratic men. The next time you're tested, think of it as an opportunity, not to prove something to her, but to prove something to yourself. Hold your frame, speak calmly, look her in the eyes and show her that no matter what happens, you remain unshaken. She'll feel it, and so will you. Emotional control isn't just attractive, it's transformative. It allows you to step into any room, any relationship, and any challenge with unwavering confidence. It turns you into a man who doesn't just survive, but thrives in any circumstance. So ask yourself, when the storms come, and they will, are you the man who panics or the man who stands firm? The choice is yours, and trust me, she's watching. Number 2, purpose, the essence of a man's life and relationships. Purpose, it's not just a word, it's the foundation of what separates a man who merely exists from one who truly lives. A man without purpose is like a ship lost at sea, drifting aimlessly, hoping for someone or something to steer him in the right direction. And here's a truth that might sting. Women can sense it. They see it in the way you walk, in the way you speak, and in how you spend your time. Purpose isn't something you talk about. It's something you embody. It's etched into your choices, your actions, and your presence. Now imagine this. A man wakes up every day without direction. He snoozes his alarm multiple times, finally rolls out of bed, and spends his morning scrolling through his phone, killing time with meaningless distractions. His days are reactive, not proactive. He waits for life to happen to him instead of taking charge. This man doesn't attract a woman, he repels her. Why? Because deep down, women understand something that many men avoid confronting. A man without purpose is a man without value. Contrast this with a man driven by purpose. He wakes up before the sun, not because he has to, but because he's motivated by something greater than himself. His eyes gleam with determination, his steps carry weight, and his actions have meaning. He's not seeking her approval or attention, he's chasing his mission, and that's exactly why she's drawn to him. She doesn't just notice it, she feels it and wants to be part of it. Women are naturally attracted to men who are building something, whether it's a career, a business, a craft, or a dream. Purpose ignites stability, and stability fosters security. When she sees a man with direction, she knows he won't crumble under life's pressures. He's not looking to her to fill a void because he's already whole. She's not the center of his universe, but she knows she'll have a solid place in it. Many modern relationships falter because too many men are lost. They believe attraction is about flashy cars, luxury dinners, or picture-perfect abs. Sure, those things might catch her eye, but they won't capture her heart. What she truly craves is a man who inspires her, challenges her, and leads her. A man who isn't just existing, but thriving with a purpose that nothing can shake. Purpose isn't about having all the answers. It's not about perfection or even reaching your final goal. It's about direction, knowing where you're headed and moving toward it every single day. Aimlessness is repellent. If you're sitting around waiting for someone or something to give your life meaning, you've already lost the game. Ask yourself, what drives you? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What's the one thing you'd pursue if there were no limits? These questions are the key to uncovering your purpose. And let's be clear, your purpose doesn't have to be monumental. You don't need to be the next Elon Musk or Da Vinci. What matters is that you're chasing something that lights a fire in your chest, something that pushes you to grow and evolve. In today's world, distractions are the enemy of purpose. Social media, endless scrolling and video games, they're all designed to keep you entertained but stagnant. Every hour spent chasing short-term dopamine hits is an hour stolen from building long-term value. While you're wasting time, another man is out there grinding, improving, and becoming the kind of man she dreams of. But here's the twist. Purpose isn't just about attracting her. It's about becoming the man you're meant to be. When you live with purpose, you carry yourself differently. You speak with intention, act with confidence, and radiate energy that others can't ignore. You don't need validation because your actions validate you. You don't need attention because your work speaks for itself. Think about the men you admire, leaders, creators, visionaries. They all share one thing in common, a relentless drive for something bigger than themselves. Consider Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher born into slavery. He didn't let his circumstances define him. Instead, he found purpose in philosophy and left behind teachings that inspire millions to this day. That's the power of purpose. It transcends circumstances, time, and limitations. Women are wired to seek men who are focused and driven. It's not about how much money you have in the bank. It's about how you spend your time and energy. When she sees you working towards something meaningful, she knows you're not a man who settles for mediocrity. You're someone who's striving for greatness, with or without her. And that's irresistible. Purpose doesn't just make you attractive, it makes you unstoppable. When you're locked in on your mission, distractions lose their grip. You stop chasing temporary highs and start building permanent value. You stop worrying about what others think because you're too focused on your path. And the best part? Women will notice, not because you're trying to impress them, but because you've become a man who can't be ignored. If you're struggling to find your purpose, start small. Pick one thing that excites or challenges you and commit to it. Maybe it's a fitness goal, learning a new skill, or launching a side hustle. Dedicate yourself to it fully and watch how your confidence grows. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something you build, brick by brick. Here's the truth. Women don't want a man who's drifting through life. They want a man who's climbing, striving, and achieving. They want a partner who makes them feel like they're part of something greater. When you have purpose, you don't need to chase her. She'll want to join your journey. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop hoping for life to hand you meaning. Get up, take control, and create something worth living for. Because a man with purpose doesn't just survive, he thrives. Number 3, integrity. Integrity, it's not just a word, it's the foundation of who you are as a man. It's not something you wear like a fancy suit to impress others. It's the core of your being, the truth of who you are when no one is looking. In a world where deception is normalized, shortcuts are celebrated, and authenticity feels like a relic of the past, integrity stands out as one of the rarest and most valuable traits a man can possess. And here's the thing, women feel it, respect it, and crave it more than anything you could ever buy. Integrity is simple at its core. It's about doing what you say you'll do. It's about keeping your word, even when it's inconvenient, even when it costs you something, even when no one else would know if you didn't. Think about this scenario. You promise her you'll meet for dinner, but then your friends call, inviting you to watch the game. What do? Do you make an excuse and blow her off, thinking it's just a small thing? Or do you show up because you gave your word? To you, it might seem like a trivial choice, but to her, it's everything. Modern relationships are full of men who overpromise and underdeliver. They tell her what she wants to hear in the moment, only to disappear when it matters most. They think their excuses will go unnoticed, but women are perceptive. She may not confront you about every broken promise, but she's keeping a mental tally. Every time you let her down, you lose a piece of her respect. And respect, once lost, is almost impossible to regain. Women don't just hear your words, they watch your actions. Grand gestures and elaborate declarations mean nothing if your everyday behavior doesn't align with them. You could take her on an extravagant vacation, but if you're dishonest about where you were last weekend, it erodes the trust you're trying to build. Trust is created in the smallest, quietest moments, in the promises you keep, in the times you show up, and in the consistency of your actions. If you can't be trusted with the little things, how can she trust you with her heart? In today's world, integrity is a superpower. Why? Because it's so rare. Social media has fostered a culture of deception, where people curate idealized versions of themselves that don't reflect reality. Many men lie to impress, gain validation, or manipulate. But here's the truth. When you stand out as the man who is honest, reliable, and unshakable in his values, you become unforgettable. Integrity isn't just about being honest with others. It's about being honest with yourself. Are you living up to your own standards? Are you doing the hard things even when no one is watching? Women are incredibly perceptive. They can sense when a man isn't congruent with who he says he is. If your actions and words don't align, she'll know. And when she knows, she'll never fully trust you. Consider how integrity, or the lack of it, plays out in modern relationships. A man promises commitment, but starts looking for an escape the moment things get tough. A man claims to value loyalty, but secretly flirts with other women behind her back. These men think they're being clever, but in reality, they're destroying the very foundation of a relationship: trust. When you lack integrity, you're telling her, whether you realize it or not, that she can't rely on you. And nothing drives a woman away faster than the feeling that the man she's with is unstable, unreliable, or dishonest. On the flip side, when you live with integrity, you give her something no amount of money can buy: security. And security isn't just about finances, it's about emotional and moral stability. A woman wants to feel that the man she's with is someone she can trust, that if he says he'll do something, he'll follow through, that if he commits to her, he won't be chasing other women the moment she's not around. Integrity says to her, I am a man you can trust. In a world where trust is constantly broken, that's the ultimate attraction. But integrity isn't just for her, it's for you. A man without integrity might fool others for a while, but he can never fool himself. Every lie, every broken promise, every betrayal chips away at your self-respect. And without self-respect, you have nothing. Look in the mirror. Can you respect the man staring back at you? If the answer is no, it's time to change. Living with integrity is hard. It means doing the right thing, even when it's the harder path. It means being honest, even when a lie would be easier. It means staying loyal, even when temptation is everywhere. But that's what makes it powerful. The easy road leads to mediocrity. The hard road leads to greatness. Imagine a world where every man lived with integrity, where women didn't have to second-guess your words or question your intentions, where relationships were built on trust, not suspicion. You have the power to create that world, starting with yourself. Integrity isn't about being a nice guy. It's about being a strong, grounded man who stands firm in his values. It's about saying what you mean and meaning what you say. It's about choosing the higher path, not because it's easy, but because it's right. Women respect a man who stands for something they admire. They fall in love with a man who makes them feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally and morally. Integrity isn't a switch you flip, it's a habit you build, moment by moment, decision by decision. Start small. Keep every promise you make, no matter how insignificant it seems. Be honest in every conversation, even when it's uncomfortable. Show up on time, every time. Over time, these small actions will add up, and you'll become the kind of man who inspires trust without even trying. So, ask yourself, when no one is looking, who are you? Are you the man you claim to be, or are you hiding behind a facade? Because eventually, the truth will come out, and when it does, it will either build your legacy or destroy it. Integrity is the difference between a life of regret and a life of pride. It's the difference between being forgotten and being remembered. It's the difference between being the man she tolerates and the man she admires. Be the man who keeps his word. Be the man who stands for something. In a world full of lies, a man with integrity is the rarest and most powerful thing she'll ever find. And that's the man she'll never forget. Today's relationships are more layered and challenging than ever before. Women are empowered, independent, and more selective, with more options than any generation before them. If you don't rise above the noise, if you're not a man of depth, purpose, and integrity, you'll simply blend into the background, just another name on a long list of unremarkable men. But here's the good news: the bar is low. Most men aren't putting in the effort to grow, to stand out, to truly be the kind of man that leaves an impact. This is your opportunity. You can be the man who not only catches her attention, but earns her admiration, her trust, and her loyalty. Yes, money can open the door, but it's your character that will keep it open. Be the man she respects. Be the man she chooses, not because of what's in your bank account, but because of the strength, stability, and vision you bring to her life. When you master this balance, you'll stop chasing women and start attracting them effortlessly. Women will see you as the rare man who truly understands what it means to lead, to love, and to live with purpose. That's real power, and that's the life you deserve. If this resonates with you, don't let this moment pass without taking action. Hit the subscribe button. This journey is just beginning, and there's so much more to uncover. Like this video if you're ready to step into your potential, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this wake-up call. Comment below with your commitment to rise above the ordinary. Say it, own it, and start living it. This is your moment, not just to redefine your relationships, but to redefine your life. Let's create a new standard of what it means to be a man in today's world. See you in the next one. Let's rise together.